Hi, this is Afroz, a professor of political science and election analysis from Hyderabad. As we know that we are approaching the much anticipated Lok Sabha and Legislative Assembly elections that may occur just in few months. These elections promises to be very highly competitive, potentially reshaping the political landscape of Andhra Pradesh and our nation India. In the midst of the pivotal time, we are joined by a figure who has recently become a topic of much discussion and interest, Mr. Dileep Chakravarthy BYRA. Mr. ByRA, a name now increasingly familiar in the political circles, is rumored to be the TDP Jansena alliance candidate for the Lok Sabha from the Anakapalli constituency. With a background deeply rooted in business, his sudden and intriguing foray into politics has sparked both curiosity and speculation. In today's exclusive interview, we will delve into his motivations, aspirations, and his plans. We will explore his views from the current political climate, his connection with prominent political figures, and his vision for the Anakapalli constituency and the broader state of Andhra Pradesh. Moreover, we will discuss the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead in these critical times. So, without further ado, let's delve into a candid conversation with Mr. ByRA as we seek to uncover the layers behind his political journey and what his candidacy means for the future of Anakapalli and Andhra Pradesh in these imminent Lok Sabha elections. Mr. ByRA, there is a lot of buzz about you being a TDP Jansena candidate for the upcoming Lok Sabha election from Anakapalli. Could you shed some lights on this?
Good evening, Mr. Afroz. Thank you. Yes, to be honest with you, I am aspiring to contest in the forthcoming Lok Sabha elections. Though constituencies are to be decided, I am exploring a few constituencies. One among them is Anakapalli. I am exploring the opportunity in the coming elections.
Good to know that. Coming from a business background, what inspired you to enter public life and consider running for the election?
Well, there are many, many reasons. One among is that, when the state is bifurcated, I have a strong gut feeling that the parliamentarians who are representing Andhra were not well fought for the state. They were not represented well. That's my hot feeling. That's where some injustice happened to the state. Earlier, Hyderabad is the most revenue generating place since all the companies are formed here. Revenues are not properly shared, and the promise of special status was not taken care. And the other aspects also not taken care well, and the MPs representing from that side could not put much pressure and represent the people's aspiration. So since then there is a slight feeling inside me. So, and after that, especially after 2019 elections, the government there came in, YCP government is not working as per the aspirations of the people, and people are not happy, state is not developing, people are suffering. Having seen all those things, that pain out of from my belly turned into an aspiration, that fire, because I felt like educated should come, stand for the state is in crisis. Because the three major issues, capital issue, now the capital issue is in chaos. There is a confusion about capital. Instead of the promised special status is replaced with a special package, some kind of a thing. Had we got special status, we could have got many industries, employment would have gone, the state would have benefited a lot. And then special status, and then capital, all these things. Polavaram project, the project is not completed, the funds are not released. Still the project is, after 10 years also, still it is pending. Though it is a national project, the project is pending still, it is yet to be completed. And the government there is not for the people working, it's not working for the people. I mean, the democratic institutions therein are really get affecting. and value
Okay.
systems and the precedents and the traditions, everything is getting
Yeah.
spoiled. That's what my gut feeling. So that's made me to think of contesting elections, coming into politics rather.
It's fascinating to hear about your aspirations and reasons, quite eloquently put. Do you believe you can effect significant change in the current political landscape and make a substantial contribution to society in Andhra Pradesh, and particularly your Anakapalli constituency?
Yes, Professor, why not? I strongly believe educated people should come into politics, represent people aspirations, and should have a commitment for people's development and welfare, and also should stand for the state development. But definitely we can work well, and we can represent well. Then when I compare, and as I told you, during the bifurcation time and even after that, when I compare, when I observed all the MPs who are representing now, I feel why not we should come into politics and stand for the people.
True, true.
Unfortunately, there are few MPs, I mean, I should not quote name, but one MP is making videos vulgarly, and that is being circulated, very obscene videos. So a member of parliament, I mean, coming down to that level is a real pain in my heart. So that is I take it in this way. When there is no proper good candidates, these kind of candidates will come in, and that is where the democratic fiber of this country is getting eroded. That's why that's a real driving thing to me.
I can get that point. But what do you think of your chances of securing a seat for the TDP Jansena alliance in these elections? Are you hopeful?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure. I mean, I'm pitching for the parliament seat. I have a good relationship with Mr. Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu and his son, Party National General Secretary Shri Lokesh garu Nara. They know me and they know my conviction, commitment, and in fact, my relationship with them and my conversations with Mr. Lokesh made me to come into politics. In fact, in other words, many times he made me to think, see, after 2019, me and Mr. Nara Lokesh garu used to discuss on the plight of the state. I mean, the problems that people are facing, how they are suffering, how the state is and development is stalled, and how the institutions are getting affected and eroding, values are eroding and all. One day he asked me saying that people like you, educated like you, Mr. ByRA, should come into the politics, come into the front and fight for the state, stand for the state. When he said, it really touched me a lot. So I gave a serious thought, discussed with family. Then I said, yes, sir, I am ready. Then he said, you contest from, I didn't expect him to say that to contest for elections. He said, people like you should be in the parliament, you need to contest. So I took that decision from that context. In fact, he inspired me, I mean, by inviting into politics. Honestly, I was away from the electoral politics. I don't want to be in politics if everything goes well. Now I feel state needs a good leadership, and educated, committed people with commitment, conviction for the people's development, people's welfare and state development. So we need leaders. That's where I am pitching in.
So you are known to be very close to these figures like Mr. Chiranjeevi, Mr. Allu Arvind, Mr. Pawan Kalyan, and even they are often known as mega family of Andhra Pradesh, and even they are very popular in Telangana. And you consider this one of the reasons that you may get the ticket from Anakapalli constituency. Is it so?
Not really. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm close to mega family. People identify with me with the mega family because I've grown up seeing and watching. I'm a big fan of Mr. Chiranjeevi, the megastar of Telugu film industry. I'm very close to them. Yes, I've grown up seeing his films and inspired with his films. And then Mr. Allu Arvind is like father to me. He's a father figure to me. He's a guy, and I take a lot of advices from him, guidance. He's a guiding spirit to me. And Mr. Pawan Kalyan, the president of Janasena Party, he's one of the inspiring personalities in my life. I get a lot of inspiration from him. He always says power of thought, and unlike other celebrities, he always thinks for people. Generally, celebrities, after shooting, they go for a vacation and abroad. They stay out of the country, enjoy life and all. But unlike others, he is different. He always thinks for the people whenever he has a time. Film career is only profession to him, and he's a very simple guy. Sometimes he sits on the floor and takes a cup of chai.
Pawan Kalyan.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Very, very inspiring personality. Whatever money he has, he keeps giving to poor, and whenever there is a difficulty for the people, he is the first man to come out and stand for them. It's been proved many times. He's a totally different personality. So I have a lot of influence. I'm influenced by him. He's a great personality, and I call him as a social reformer than a politician. So I have a lot of admiration, respect, whatnot for him. So I'm very close to Mega family, definitely. Not because of that link I am aspiring. It is my individual pitching that the present political crisis in the state that made me to take this decision.
Therefore, you find a place in the Andhra politics.
I hail from Andhra.
Okay.
So I want to represent Andhra during these crisis times, during these bad times, because Andhra now suddenly stopped growing. Earlier, it is one of the vibrant state. Now, after bifurcation, everything is stopped in. There is no development, no investments coming, no companies coming. There is so much of unemployment. People are suffering. There is no capital, as I told you. There is that special status, what is promised during the bifurcation, at the time of bifurcation in the parliament, is not happening. They changed into some special package, something. Like that, Polavaram is not completed, and even institutions are eroded. Democratic process is not very healthy there now.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Points. So, it is generally being said, and you must be knowing, Mr. ByRA, that if you have some close relationship with some figures, you also develop some agreements, some disagreements on issues, some issues. Here I'll have some questions regarding that. Have there ever been any disagreements or issues with the Mega family, particularly with Jansena's chief, Mr. Pawan Kalyan?
No, not at all. I admire him. As I told you, I admire him. I have a lot of respect for him. It's all serendipity. It is rather a particular circumstance driven me, a bit inclined towards TDP, honestly. The conversations between me and Mr. Lokesh, while we were discussing about the plight of the state and the problems, challenges that things are happening in the state, he suddenly, abruptly asked me, why don't you contest into the election? Instead of feeling bad, you people should come and fight for the state. When he made that statement, that really moved me and inspired me. I said yes. So out of that context, it so turned into my political entry. In fact, before that, in 2019, I was helping Mr. Pawan Kalyan in building his own party, Jansena. I have lots of respect, affection. I have good relationship with them as well. I don't have any difference.
Okay, the politics or no politics?
Yeah.
You like them, even if there is no politics.
Yes,
you like them in general.
Even in politics also, I like him. Today, the situation is so that both TDP and Jansena are coming together. The scope is more because of the bigger party. TDP has a more scope. It does not mean that I am not for Janasena. My heartfully, I also support Janasena. But both of them are together, honestly. They are one. Their main interest is people of the state, and they are fighting for the people of the state, welfare of the state. For the state, they are fighting, they are coming together. Like that, I am also, because of that particular context, I came out and took stand for them.
Yeah, good. So I understand you have been extensively touring the constituency, visiting villages, the reservoirs and mandals. What are your observations so far?
Excellent. You have a lot of info, Professor. Yeah. Oh, so after I decided to contest one of the constituencies, Anakapalli, since my mother hails from that place, and I have a lot of relationships. So I started. So I strongly believe that I don't want to be a parachute politician overnight, because generally MPs, a few weeks before they will come and arrange monies and all, they will get elected. I don't want to be like that, because my purpose of coming into public life is to serve people, stand for the state, bring the difference, make a difference, and make the political life worthy. So in that context, I started going to Anakapalli, meeting people, understanding their problems. There are 7 constituencies going around. What is the agricultural situation? How the people? What are the challenges of farmers? What is the source of water? There are reservoirs there, and I try to understand the topography of the place, because the Anakapalli one side is like beaches, sea, and then plains. Above that, like reservoirs and all. A beautiful green, excellent place. So I started meeting people, understanding what are the industries there, what are the challenges. There is a pharmacities there, and what can be done there, because it is on the highway. Chennai Calcutta highway. There is a railway route, and there is a very close proximity to airport. There is a huge potential to make it like another big city like Cyberabad. So that's what I'm going into the public, understanding the people. If at all I get an opportunity to contest from there, and if I contest, definitely will win. When after winning, what to be done? I want to share my vision, talk to people, understand their problems, integrate their problems into my own manifesto apart from party's manifesto. That is making me to go into the public, meeting people and all.
Yeah, I
So
was coming
I'm
to that
touring
point.
extensively into that
Yeah.
place.
I was coming to that point only.
Yes,
and you
sir.
know that if there are political parties, they will have their own vision plan for the entire state. And there are candidates on the other side, they will have their exclusive plan as well. So, do you have any specific vision or plans for Alkapalli constituency aside from your party's own broader state vision?
Yes, yeah, of course. Every party have a broader manifesto and agenda for the state. But for the place from where I am trying to represent, I want to have my own manifesto. First is to bring in more employment. That is my first major point I am focusing on. How to bring in employment. We should get more investment. Industries. There is a pharmacity is there. Many companies like Mylon and then Laurus Labs, which is having 9,000 employees there. And lot many companies are there. Hetero is there, and there is a chemical factory by name Deccan is there. Cement factory is there. Ramco and Chettinadu cement factory is there. My focus is on creating employment. In the coming next 5 years, if I get a representation, I want to add at least 100,000 employment to that place. By that, once people are empowered with employment, they can work, earn money and live with self-pride. That's what my vision. So in that process, I want to bring in IT also. There is a good human resources. People are very docile, very honest, very committed people. So I want to bring IT industry. And sometimes while I was discussing with Chandrababu Naidu garu, I told him, like how you made Cyberabad to Hyderabad, I want to make Anakapalli to Vizag. I want to create more industries, more employment, especially pharma and IT. Apart from that, I have plans to make it as a tourist place, because there are good number of temples, very famous temples like Nukalamma temple in Anakapalli. There is another Venkateshwara temple in Upmaka. Like that, Modulamma temple in Madugula. And we have beautiful lakes by name Kondakarlova. And there is a Bojjalakonda, ancient Buddhist caves are there. Very ancient.
So it can be developed into
greater
tourism.
One side beaches are
Cultural
there.
tourism.
Other side, on the right hand side, we have beaches, beautiful beaches. Like in Yalam, there is a constituency called Payakaropeta, Alamanchili. That side beaches are there. So connecting these beaches and lakes and temples, we can make a circuit kind of a thing. And it is also with that greenery, lush greenery, trees, and this is also a ghat road is there. It goes to Araku Valley. So that region and all can be connected and can be used for tourism and for film shooting also. I mentioned to Mr. Allu Arvind, mega producer, I told him we can create a good studio there, film studio like Ramoji Film Studio. And it can be both tourism and film-making place also. That's what my vision. Apart from that, I have a lot more plans to develop agriculture. There are Sikh industries. Earlier, they used to grow a lot of sugarcane there. But there are sugar plants, sugar industries became sick and closed. So I'm working, trying to understand how to reopen those sick industries. There is a place called Tumpala, Etikoppaka, and then Tandava. These 3 sugar mills were closed. People lost employment. There are dues for farmers, and that whole economy got stalled. And so if you reopen those sick industries, people can get employment. Farmers can grow sugarcane. Sugarcane is much easier. Once you sow, it can be useful for 3 crops. So for that particular geographical area, sugarcane is good. So these kind of things I am trying to explore, understand, and once if I get a chance to represent that place, I want to work on all those things. I'm getting prepared for all them.
Yeah, it's quite ambitious plans, and it appears that you are not contesting; you are dreaming for the Anakapalli constituency, right?
Thank you. That's
right.
A big
I
statement.
hardly see those traits in politicians. Now coming back to another issue that you have recently seen that Nara Rokesh was having some Yuva Gallam Pad Yatras across Andhra Pradesh. Almost 226 days he was onto the fields. Covering almost hundreds of the constituencies, assembly constituencies.
96 constituencies.
Yeah, 96 almost. So that, but it is generally being known because we learned that you played a very, very significant role in this yatra and offered him a great welcome. Can you comment on the presence of welcoming arches and flexes in the constituency? How you just planned for it?
Yeah, I like Mr. Nara Lokesh. I know his commitment to the people and poor. And with my interactions with him, I understood what he is, how much committed to the poor, and he inspired me a lot. I used to argue with many about him also. I mean, for political purpose, sometimes there is so much of mud on him. Malicious campaign was done. But in fact, he's a true leader.
Okay.
Very, very capable.
So do you think that this yatra resonated with public? And do you think it will impact the upcoming elections despite YCP's claim that it was a failure?
It is not a failure. It is an historical yatra in the annals of, in the history of AP. He made his route across the villages, and it is not a easy Padayatra unlike others who did like 4 days yatra and took a gap and attending the court and all. It's not that kind. He did whatever till his father is arrested. He did the yatra continuously.
Almost 3,000, more than 3,000 kilometers.
Yeah. And he used to have a lot of patience and understand the people's problems, and he used to note down, make a notes, and he wanted to solve all those problems once comes into the power. Telugu Desam comes into power. He used to meet, give courage to people who are suffering. Cadre, he used to motivate cadre, talk to different sections of the societies like SCs, backward caste people, women. He used to have separate meetings with each and every community, understand their problems and motivate them, give them a kind of courage, saying that next few months our government will come, I will attend all your problems. And he used to note down. It's a very, very amazing, a great expedition, I should say. It's a great yatra he did. And he met millions of people. That is very, very inspiring. I saw him. I welcomed him in Paikaropeta constituency. He walked through 4 constituencies in Anakapalli Parliament. In Paikaropeta, that is the starting of Uttarandhra. That is like a threshold of Uttarandhra. There we welcomed him. From there, the yatra took place to Yelamanchali, from there Alakapalli, and then finally from Pendurthi it went into Vizag district. I was there all through. I welcomed him in a grand way. I wanted to. I liked him. I saw his commitment to the poor. I saw his commitment to the state. He inspired me a lot. So I wanted to be with him. I followed him.
That's really great.
Yeah,
That's really
I
great.
welcomed him in a big way, and I have many friends over there. My relatives are there. All of them came, and we all walked through that constituency, about 200 to 250 kilometers in that constituency. He walked about 5 to 6 days in that Anakapalli parliamentary segment.
All right, because we have seen you welcoming them, and there was a huge crowd welcoming the whole, and you were appearing as one of the prominent ones. So, what's your perspective on Mr. Chandrababu Naidu's and Lokesh's leadership and their influence on the overall pitch of Andhra Pradesh? What is your call?
Chandrababu Naidu is a great visionary. You know, Mr. N.T. Ramarao, the founder of Telugudesam Party, he got recognition to Telugus. With him, earlier Telugus were known as Madrasis and all. Later, when NTR came, Telugus got the identity as Telugu. Some big leaders are this is the Telugu state and all. He brought the recognition. But Chandrababu Naidu, with his vision, he improved the life standards of the Telugu people. And he created opportunities to Telugu people. Today, millions of Telugus are all over the world. I mean, especially in US and western parts of the globe. I mean, they all got opportunities because of his vision. He is ahead of times. He's a great visionary. Now that he heralded, earlier he made a Vision 2020 statement. We were all part of it. I mean, I was in Hyderabad since 1997. At that time, he used to tell about Vision 2020. So we have grown up along with that vision. Initially, we did not understand what is his Vision 2020. The airports he was talking about, the business school, international business school, the high techs, and then high tech city. He used to talk about development politics and creating wealth, all these things. And he is the man behind this today's Cyberabad, the most happening place in the country. Hundreds, millions of people are getting employment here in Cyberabad. Thanks to Chandrababu Naidu, his vision, his dream is what today's Cyberabad. So he is ahead of times. And now he heralded 2040 vision recently.
Yeah, we learned that.
Yeah. So he is a visionary. He is that kind of a leader. I have a lot of respect for him. I have a admiration for him. In fact, honestly, I myself also benefited. I am one among the beneficiaries of his vision. I came to Hyderabad empty hands today. What I am is because of his vision. We got opportunities to grow. Wealth is created. Opportunities are created. Employment is created. Areas developed. Real estate developed. Whatnot. And we are getting our life standards have grown up. We got a very good life thanks to Chandrababu Naidu. We have that gratitude. That made me to stand for him, especially after his arrest. It's a lot of pain for us. I wanted to stand for. You asked the question earlier.
Yeah.
Why are you for TDP? One strong reason, we want to stand for Chandrababu Naidu garu because during this crisis, because people are troubling him and his son, and they're trying to dilute his party. That is a very strong democratic party. We wanted that party to survive and sustain long and serve the people more. So we want to stand for that party and leadership of Chandrababu Naidu. That is one aspect. And coming back to Mr. Nara Lokesh, he is a very good human being, very sincere, honest, hardworking, and he has a lot of leadership skills. I have close interaction with him. I observed a lot of big leadership qualities in him. He will grow very big, I'm sure. He's the best. I mean, he's the son of Chandrababu Naidu. I mean, nothing short of Chandrababu Naidu's what we call capabilities or deliverables. He's more tough than Babu Garu in some aspects because he's upfront,
Right.
clear, straightforward, open, honest. He will tell you yes, no. Leader with conviction, commitment, pro-poor. He wanted to develop the state. He wanted for the state. He has a lot of clarity. I really admire at his leadership qualities. I'm really inspired by his vision and
So, in a word, you consider him and his son as an icon of development.
yes,
And you emotionally connect with them as well.
yes,
Apart
emotionally
from,
connected for the purpose of state.
yeah, right.
Because they always talk about the state, good for the state, welfare of the state, development of the state. The kind of industries they bought in during the last regime. Can you imagine a car manufacturing facility coming into Andhra Pradesh to Anantapur? Kia. Kia created a lot of employment. Because most of the car manufacturing facilities will be in Chennai because of the close proximity to the port. But somehow Naidu and Mr. Lokesh convinced and bought the Kia to AP. And IT companies like Joho, and we have Sri City, and Mr. Naidu is the one man. I mean, in India earlier we used to call Cotton Dora who built that Godavari Bridge. He has a big plan to connect all the rivers to save the water and to develop the irrigation facilities. Naidu is the only one man in India connected Godavari and Krishna river. The water from Godavari basin pumped through Pattisima project. He pumped into Krishna basin, and the water in Krishna basin at Srisailam and all sent to Rayalaseema, Kurnool and Kadapa. I mean, the irrigation facilities developed in Kurnool and Kadapa because of that particular work, that particular Pattisima project in the last regime. That is the miracle he did. And you know, Bhogapuram airport is a very unique airport. All the Indian flights, there are about 900 to 1000 flights. For repair, maintenance, overhauling, most of them they are sent to Sri Lanka or Bangkok, Indonesia kind. Now the Bhogapuram airport, the facility is, Naidu's vision is to make it as a repair, maintenance, overhauling station for all the Indian flights, 900 or 1000. So that creates a lot of employment. That is his vision. And what not, to say a few more, petrochemical corridor. As I told you, he's a visionary, he's a head. You know, he's the man who brought Microsoft out of America first time to Hyderabad. Yeah, in those days, 25 years back. 25 years back, IT was not there in Hyderabad much. All the things are happening in Bangalore. He could convince Bill Clinton and brought that to Hyderabad.
And nobody can deny the contribution of Mr. Naidu in making India on to the path of growth. And
I strongly feel
contribution.
Naidu is a wealth to Telugus. We need to preserve him. And he, with his vision, with his, with his style of working, he can really contribute to the society of rest of the AP now. After bifurcation, we have some challenges in Andhra there, that side. So only Naidu can only make the state and bring it for better development and all.
Okay, now coming back to TDP Jansena alliance. I know what happened in 2019 and lot of fallouts happened. This time TDP and Jansena came together. Do you believe this alliance will significantly impact the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, even assembly elections?
Definitely, because last time, yesterday also, Mr. Pawan Kalyan ji, in the meeting, Yuvagada meeting, there is a massive meeting held in Hyderabad yesterday. He said there is a communication gap last time, so we missed to travel together. The biggest, they don't want, the opposition want to split. And if they are together, they can definitely get into the power. And that decision is for the benefit of the people they are doing. So that definitely it will have impact, and I am very sure they will come into power.
All right. Now there is one sensitive question, and you're free to skip this question if you have any issues, if you prefer to.
I'll face anything.
Yeah. But I would like to ask about a senior TDP leader who wanted his son to run for MP for this constituency. Your active engagement with public seems to be positioning you as potential candidate for TDP and Jansena. Any comments on that?
Yes, Professor. Yeah, it's a democracy, it's everyone's game. I agree. Everybody will have aspiration. Many are pitching. There is no wrong in it. Rather, I welcome this kind of competitive atmosphere and everyone trying fair, pitching fair. Good for democracy. The best will come out. Best people should come out. Above that, in the larger interest of the state, in any political party will give opportunity to depending on the social, social dynamics. Depending on, one can be represented from here. They will cater different communities in different parliamentary segments, balances, and they will try to give representation to all the communities, all the social segments of the society. So let's see. I welcome it. Nothing much to say. There is no wrong in it. I welcome it.
Yeah, Mr. ByRA, you are quite open. You appear very committed to your cause. We have heard your plans about the farmers and in a constituency which is predominantly agricultural. And you also mentioned about reviving the industries like sugarcane, and particularly you named 3 areas where sugarcane factories are closed, the Tumpala and at Kopaka. And you have also given us the strategies, and I was quite impressed with the way you were into developing the healthcare industry, particularly in your constituency. These are very ambitious plans, and I can guess your commitment, the way you were speaking with commitments. You must be having some commitment. And I've heard many politicians, they never appear so committed. You are making the promises like a politicians or something you want to do for the constituency. Is it a politician's promise
It is
who
not
easily forget while being in power?
No. It is, I should say, it is not a politician's promise, though once representation comes, I'll become a politician. But that is my way of being. I came into politics with a particular purpose. I want to make the difference. I want to contribute to the society where I am from. I want to make people to live a better life. I want to make a mark before I leave this planet. I want to contribute to strengthen the democratic process of this country. Today, politics is like business. People will invest, come into that, make money, double it, triple it, and I'm not like that. I wanted to really do something to the society. That ambition, that is the conviction driving me all through. That is the reason, because I take life into 3 parts. My father used to tell me, till 25 is the stage where we learn skills, education, everything. After 25 to 50, it is the family life, personal wealth, you make your own house, some money, settle down, stabilize. From 50, my father used to tell, from 50 to 75, generally he says any human being average life would be 75 years and make it 3 parts. So first part is our own formative stage, second part is stabilizing stage, third part is giving back or service to the society, contributing to the society. So now I am reaching 50 almost. I want to contribute to the society, wanted to make a mark, wanted to strengthen this country's democratic fabric, wanted to do something better, especially after seeing, as I told you, 2014 bifurcation process where parliamentarians are not well represented. And then after 2019, the present government with so much of majority, they came in and they are not working as per the people's aspirations. These dynamics made me, driving me to commit for the poor and to commit for the society. To work strongly with a clear plan, roadmap, vision. That's what I'm working in Anakapalli. I'm trying to understand the local problems, local dynamics, what are the industries, how to improve healthcare, what to be done, how to improve the life standards of people living over there. I want to work for that. And I will do that. I'll do that. That's my conviction. After 5 years, if both of us can discuss on that, what we have contributed, what we can make a comparative analysis. I want to be transparent, and I want to involve with public participation. It is not alone government and private participation. I wanted to do everything with the people participation. People participate.
No, that's really good. And in fact, you know that on this show and while discussing with me, your campaign like Bliss Byra and Vision Byra are quite catching. And the way you are talking about creating a Cyberabad like city was quite promising. And I must say that you have very specific plans to create employment opportunities in your constituency. And it was quite pleasure listening you. You came across as sincere, sensitive, and quite rationalistic, which is quite lacking attributes in politicians. So, do you think you can navigate the typical political challenges like manipulations and sustain your position in politics?
Thank you, Professor, for all the compliments. Yes, I have that grit. I have that determination. I have that conviction to face all the challenges in a day-to-day political system, as you are talking about the manipulations, maneuverings and all. We are part of that, but I want to be more transparent. What I think, what I talk, I want to execute the same also. So I want to work with high level of integrity and character. I want to be more transparent, available to the people. Time will judge. I have that conviction, courage and commitment. I have that character to face all those challenges to come in. I mean, I introspected myself whether I can sustain with that kind of pressures, political pressures, today's political pressures, lot of maneuverings, pressures, these, that. I think I'm prepared for that.
You know that politics is a unique field where success and failures both can occur.
Yes.
And if you're not successful in politics, it plays havoc with the candidate's future as well.
True.
What's your take on this?
I was taught to take life both one and same. As I told you, as of now, my life is very stable and I'm good. It won't affect my personal life and all. I'm stable and good. My family supports me. I have good friends and well-wishers all around. Knowing my abilities, my commitment, they all encouraging me. And recently, of late, as I am meeting people in Anakapalli, thanks to people of Anakapalli, they really coming out and supporting me, understanding me more, giving me a lot of courage to take this leadership position. Many poor people from different communities, like fisherman community. I've been to a village in fisherman community. They offered me food and I understood their problems. And then I met some Yadavas, Yadava community. They gave me support. Recently, I went and met a teachers association. I addressed them. There are thousands of teachers. I mean, they really welcomed me. They're supporting me. And I met NGOs there. I should say one Mr. Patnaik through one Mr. Prasad of ARC NGO. And Patnaik is a completely crippled man, like Jaipal Reddy. In spite of that, he working for physically handicapped people, and he for the cause of there, and he enabled about 3,000 physically handicapped people lives with supportive system and all. That kind of people are inspiration to me. Like that, I am meeting many people. There are many good. I mean, as such, Anakapalli region people are very good, very welcoming. I mean, they are very highly conscious people. I mean, they think a lot for society. They are not materialistic or commercial people. That's what my observation so far. For the last 1 year plus, my journey there, as you told, I'm going meeting people and all. I mean, I met one ex-vice chancellor of Nana University, Mr. Mutyal Naidu. He's he's standing for us, helping us, guiding us, and he's educating me all the problems of Uttarandhra. And he became a guiding spirit to me. That kind of people, like that, many are there. You know, Sri Allur Sitaram Raju, one of the greatest patriots of freedom fighter. He is from that region. It is. I mean, his grave also is there in Narsipatnam. So I take a lot of inspiration, and people are good, supporting me, helping me out, making me to understand the local problems. They are standing for me. I mean, they are rallying behind me. I mean, thanks to people there, I think I'm blessed with that. That's why my campaign is going to be Blessed Byra, as you told, Blessed Byra. And I'm also sharing my vision. Vision
Yeah,
Anakapalli, Blessed Byra is what my campaign is happening. And I want to educate people, make them to understand my vision, my plans, apart from the problems. That is what happening in Anakapalli.
And I'm quite happy to note that you own your constituency, Alkapalli. And during the discussion, I learned that is from your maternal side. So quite you're very concerned about your constituency, and your optimism is something reflects the optimism of the people living over there. So the leader and the masses both are getting connected.
Highly connected.
It's a good news for any candidate who
The
plan
Wi-Fi.
to, yeah, right. So thank you for your time, Mr. Byra. And society needs leaders like you. I wish you all the best and hope to see you contribute significantly to your constituency and the society at large in Andhra Pradesh. And I hope to interview you when you win the elections. And I'm waiting for a biryani party.
Thank you,
Thank
Professor.
you.
Thanks a lot. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.